this nigga, but whole career. Golly.
Fly Pod.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Welcome to episode 102 of the Fly Route Podcast. I am your host, Anthony, aka Tony Playboy, aka the Hertz Locker, aka Cardiac Arrest. And I'm here with the guys. Y'all got any AKAs for yourself? What's up, T.O.?
Man, this week, I'm just rocking with mac and cheese back in action. We finally got my man's a coordinator out here, hiring up new coaches. I'm looking forward to the season.
All right.
Sam, a.k.a. Sean Payton, a.k.a. the Rust Whisperer. What up?
Ooh.
I don't got nothing. It's Cliff, a.k.a. the Glove. That's how we rocking this week.
Facts. We got an exciting show today. We are breaking down the Super Bowl, giving you our reactions to the conference championships, as well as Pro Bowl weekend, and a lot more.
The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod.
All right, we're going to start with our Pro Bowl recap. Cliff is going to lead us off. We've also all beat some pieces of the reimagined Pro Bowl. All right, what we got?
So, like in years past when they do like some of the challenges and like gauntlet, like the dodgeball, so they did those type of things. They had like a challenge where it was called the longest drive as far as like golfing though. They was just hitting it as far as they could. And Jordan Poyer ended up coming out on top on that. They obviously had the precision passing with the quarterbacks. Honestly, it was interesting to see, but Derek Carr won. And he honestly just like tag the one piece that was real close. It just like stole points. And then Tyler Huntley comes in second place overall. I'm like, a guy who didn't throw a touchdown pass. He's number 2. But that was interesting to see. They did a new thing as far as the like catching the best. They called it the best catch. So it'd have Amon St. Brown and Stephon Diggs against each other. It's tough because it was the first time. I feel like they had like a trampoline for them to jump off, but it gave them no air. Like they got no air off it. Like, it was like barely getting off the ground. But Amon St. Brown ended up taking that. He had a behind the back one, I think. Or no, he did a flip and then he caught it. It was like a side flip and he caught it. We had the gridiron gauntlet where the big guys run through the wall and kind of like do the little thing. But hey, Spider Brian Burns got missing through the up the wall. Apparently Myles Garrett actually got hurt.
Just look at his toe.
Yes, got hurt on the gauntlet. So
It popped back in place though. He's good.
Okay, that's
he doesn't
cool.
need surgery.
wow. You get hurt. That's crazy. But he got missing. And then they had a challenge called the Move the Chains where there was a wall and each wall had like 4 chains, like the NFL like sideline chains. And then on the other side of the wall, they had like hella weight on there. I think it was like something crazy, like hella just plates, dumbbell plates, and they had to take them all off and then pull the wall past the line to be able to get it. It was like all bigs. But it was really just about getting the plates off and pulling the wall. But it was competitive, and the big guys it seemed like the players had a lot of fun with it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think I don't want to watch this shit we've been watching before in the Pro Bowl anyway. So,
Facts.
it makes sense. The dodgeball stuff was tough. Saquon went down to the wire with Demario Davis when they went offense versus defense. Mario got disqualified because he hit him in the face. So Saquon got the dub. And then when the AFC when it's the defense and offense, Marlon Humphrey ended up beating Josh Jacobs.
What's popping, Jory? Appreciate you stopping through.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like you say, I'd rather see them be competitive with these challenges. Now, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, I was watching the longest drive, and you just see the guys out there having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of the guys that it seemed like they never played golf before ever hitting the far right. And, it was just funny.
Hey,
Yeah.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather see that. I'd rather see the dodgeball than the patty cake football. Like, practice. That's like practice football for them. Like,
right? Yeah, that shit ain't real. Like, and like the other piece of it that I think they had. This is where they kind of went wide with it, and then I'll get into the games because I think the games were actually competitive, but they did kick tack toe, where the kickers, punters, and long snappers had to hit the target to essentially win in a game of tic tac toe, AFC, NFC, and the long snappers ended up being the best at it. But they're not supposed to be long snapping that high. Like that doesn't even it didn't even make sense. Like Berg literally got on there and said I would lose my job if I did this when I, did my job. The punters couldn't hit anything. They're putting the ball in the air and the ball just goes above the shit. Like, and
that kind of makes sense though.
But it's just about skill though. I think.
But it doesn't have any relevance. And then the kickers obviously had a better chance too. But the long snappers were the ones that was hitting it because they were just looking through their legs and launching it between their legs versus trying to kick and hit a. It was kind of like I get the concept, but they could have put like targets or like it had them kick it like for punters. It had them hit it in a bucket or something crazy like or as close to you get to it or something like that where it actually makes it like relevant. It was kind of just lame, but other than that, the flag football games were super competitive. I don't know if you guys saw any highlights from them, but the guys they was just having fun out there. Like it just like they was and it was really competitive. Like you don't want to lose and you don't want to look stupid. CD actually went crazy, and I know it don't mean nothing, but it's because it's a flag game. But it is a bunch of NFL guys out there competing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and everybody hyped up the Jalen Ramsey hit. He didn't even try to hit him. He didn't even try. Devontae Adams pitched it back for no reason because he was going to score anyway.
Yeah, but that's just like showmanship. Like that shit was hard. Yeah. That pitch back while he got hit, that was hard. I was just like, that's the whole point.
But Jalen Ramsey didn't even see it till like he was already going for the flag.
I think it just goes to show how much fun they were having. Like this ain't like Sean Taylor coming out here killing the punter. Some years ago. Like these guys literally out here playing. Form tackle, next play. Like. You know how you go to practice, break down, form tackle, move on. That's literally what we've been watching the past couple of years. And to actually see the guys having fun. And then some of the things, some of us I feel like will be more into than others. Like, you were just talking about with the kick-tack-toe, like specialists might be really into that. They might really thought that was interesting. Just like we like the like the special catch, like the dunk contest, similar to that, or things like that. Even the flag football. So I just feel like just having stuff for everybody, I guess, too. But like it's just more interesting and guys having fun. It's different stuff. Hopefully they're able to come up with different ideas every year to keep people into it. Because
I think that was the huge part because the Pro Bowl was a joke after a while.
Yeah,
and now the innovation has made it something that's a little bit more interesting and probably will start increasing the viewership and whether or not people care about watching it over time. So that brings us to the conference recap. And I'm going to be honest, I don't want to talk about this 49ers game because that shit was sad. That shit was just sad, yo. Like that shit was sad.
It was. It was sad, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah. It was bad. Like I was done watching it.
Jury said, "You ever watch paint dry?"
Yeah, I was just sitting there waiting for that one to be over, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, but for the conference
Prayers up for
recap,
Brock Purdy having to get Tommy John.
yeah, man,
for the year.
That's
it's
crazy.
bad, especially for them to get to this point, go undefeated, and then in the conference championship lose 31-7 to the Eagles. I mean, pretty much in a game where neither offense, honestly, was doing anything spectacular. And that's the thing is, if the Niners had a competent quarterback, maybe we would have seen a better game. So, I mean, this is the second year in a row for the 49ers. And obviously they lost to the Eagles 31-7. But big headlines here was Bosa and Purdy getting hurt early on. Obviously, Purdy being the bigger story here, being Mr. Irrelevant and balling out up until this point, goes out with the UCL elbow injury. And then their fourth string quarterback, Josh Johnson, was thrown in the mix and got blended. So Josh Johnson went 9 for 13 for only 73 yards. This man had a QBR of 14.7. Yes, you heard that right. 14.7.
Let my man live. He ain't belonging there. And then they got his ass up out there real quick. So just let him live, man.
We
Let him live.
knew it was bad when he went out with the concussion, and then they put Purdy back in,
Just
but
to
he
get
couldn't
it
Hand the
throw.
ball off.
Yeah, he couldn't throw. So it was like, I honestly would have rather seen Christian McCaffrey at quarterback.
They should have
Like,
done something.
You had to do something different. Like, there's no way you're down this much second half. You still have a chance. The game isn't over. And like I said, it wasn't like the Eagles' offense was doing anything spectacular.
Get
If you put
C-Mac
Christian
Lamar
McCaffrey in there,
package.
hey,
Yeah,
why
get
not?
C-Mac Lamar Jackson's package and still him go crazy.
I would have rather seen that.
I know he got
Right.
run plays. I know he got run plays. He run the ball. You gotta have something, man. You gotta pull
You
Get
can
something
play
that
out.
Trey
quarterback.
Lance
It's a
package you
playoff
had.
game.
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
used to play quarterback. Look, he's an ex-quarterback. He can throw the ball too.
you
So
got guys like Debo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey.
That's what
and
I'm
you
saying,
can't
like,
figure it out. Like
Wildcat Debo would have been, I feel like, the move.
Mhm.
that or CMC. You could do both. Have both of them
Trade
in the
them all.
backfield running
Just do a bunch
wildcat.
of crazy shit.
Also, CMC played quarterback, so we've seen him thrown touchdowns this season, previous seasons. Like, I mean, he's played quarterback, so let him go out there. And I'd rather you give him a chance and somebody that can actually throw the ball instead of just turn around.
give your best player a chance at that point.
Yeah, like give your guys a chance to win the game. So I just feel like Kyle
Let's be
Shanahan
real.
got the ball.
Even if they won that game, the Super Bowl really wouldn't have been shit because
Yeah.
Brock was not coming back. All right.
Now I'm not mad.
To the Super Bowl with Josh
Yeah.
Johnson,
They probably could. Look, they picked up a free agent.
Jimmy
I don't know
G.
who they picked up.
Jimmy G. Oh, yeah, actually, Jimmy G might have been
He might
ready.
have been bad.
Jimmy G
Yeah.
may have suited up. You never know.
Yeah, you're right.
So we just would have liked to see better competition in the conference championship game. But their top receiver also was Debo Samuel, who only had 3 catches for 33 yards. CMC was the best player for them, which we already know his talent. Had 15 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown. He actually averaged 5.6 yards per carry, which is pretty good. And I know y'all seen him, break that run for the touchdown, which was, I mean,
That's why he averaged 5.6.
Yeah.
Don't let the numbers fool you.
He broke a couple of ones that like I honestly he just broke because he's him. Because if I'm the
Literally.
Eagles, you stacking the box. Like I'm not worried. I'm stacking the box and playing man. I'm not worried about you throwing the ball at all. So he was just being him. And I mean, averaging 5 yards a carry in that type of game against that defense is actually
That's what I'm saying. It's pretty solid. And so the Eagles offense, like I said, was not impressive either. Hurts went 15-20 for 25, 131 yards. And he didn't even throw a touchdown, although he ran for one. Devontae Smith was their leading receiver, who only had 2 catches for 36 yards. One of them wasn't even a catch, but we can talk about that.
He got up. He was like, "Hey,
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't look at that.
Well, then you got Kenneth Gainwell being there, leading back.
yo, let's run into the AFC because there was actually action in the AFC.
I'm just the people that didn't know about this. I was just giving them a rundown. But this was painful for the Niners, but they do have, like you said, a bright future with Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. But the move over to the Chiefs and Bengals, obviously we know it was a lot more action on this side, pretty competitive game. The Chiefs ended up winning 23-20 on a game-winning field goal, which was a pretty that play at the end. We all know Patrick Mahomes was, it was kind of painful for Cincy to go out there and do that. But I mean, both offenses honestly put on the show for and made it a competitive game. I mean, Patrick Mahomes went out there and went 29-43, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Marquez Valdez-Scantling was his top receiver. He had 6 catches, 116 yards, and a touchdown. However, run game was non-existent. Pacheco had 10 carries for 26 yards. And on the flip side, Burrow went 26-41 for 270 and a touchdown. However, he threw 2 picks, which is crucial in a game like this. Mm-hmm. And his leading receiver was T. Higgins, who had 6 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown. And it's a rough day when Joe Burrow is your leading rusher. He only ran the ball 4 times. It had 30 yards. So, it's a rough day in office if Joe Burrow is your leading rusher. But another brutal loss for Cincinnati and another big missed opportunity for them heading to another Super Bowl and getting another chance at winning. So, what's y'all thoughts on this game?
Okay, did anybody really feel like so? We all saw the memes, the ref stuff, like the way the calls were going. Were y'all watching this game and feeling similarly?
I mean, not in any like conspiracy type of way, but it was just bad calls, like especially the debacle of them calling off the third down play, no one hearing it, and then letting Mahomes get another third down play. That play didn't end up being the thing that sealed the game for the Chiefs. They ended up, not converting on the second play anyway. But I just felt like some of the calls, especially down the stretch, starting with that, and then some of the pass interference calls down the stretch were, I don't know, a bit much. Obviously, the late hit on Mahomes was a late hit, so I don't think that anyone complaining about that is justified. But I think the other ones were kind of questionable. Again, not in any type of conspiracy way, but it's just like –
the fact that you had to be like, but like, but like, I'm not like wilding. Like,
I mean, that might have been on the script.
The scripting is hilarious, mostly because Arian Foster was joking.
Hey, but all the NFL players are joking about that shit now, though.
They took
it got a whole life of its own now. It's like, that wasn't in the script, like.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like we're suited for a pretty good Super Bowl here with the Chiefs and Eagles. Because I don't feel like the Eagles per se have seen an offense like the Chiefs, and obviously a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. So it's going to be pretty interesting, to say the least.
That's a good segue to go straight into the Super Bowl preview, because this is interesting for us. We are continuing our challenge bracket. I went from 1st to 6th place.
Yeah.
Because I had a Niners Bengals Super Bowl that did not work out. If the Eagles win, we will have a 3-way tie for 1st place with Cliff, T.O., and B-Roche. Shout out to a listener submission, because no one in our bracket challenge had the Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Not a single person on the pod, a listener, nobody. However, if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, B-Roche will stand alone in 1st place and win our bracket challenge. We know Mahomes isn't 100%, but that didn't stop him from locking in and using them legs to win that game. Mm-hmm. So we want to talk the keys to victory for each team. I want to start with the Eagles. What do y'all think are the keys for the Eagles to come away with their 2nd Super Bowl championship?
I would say the pass rush. It's been the best in the league all season, and getting to Mahomes and making him uncomfortable, even if the ankle is healed up. still you don't want to give him any time to be able to improvise, and they got to continue to be the best pass rush if they want to have a chance to win. I feel like
Valid. I like that.
For sure. For me, I'm gonna say their passing attack, and the reason I'm gonna go there because they got like 7 rookies on defense, like getting valuable playing time, like a lot of playing time, a lot of young DBs out there. So I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, Eagles defense is tough. So like I feel like they can hold their own with the Eagles. I mean with the Chiefs. However, you're gonna have to score some points. So, and I think that it's got to be the passing attack because you just seen the Chiefs shut down the Bengals rushing attack. Joe Burrow was the leading rusher. So I think it has to be the pass. Jalen Hurts letting it rip.
I gotta ask, because we used to think conventional wisdom used to be like to beat the Chiefs, you have to be able to run the ball, eat clock, and make sure Mahomes doesn't get that ball back. Like keep him off the field as much as possible. Like, and when I was thinking keys, I'm like, the Eagles have to do that, right? Because the more chances you give Mahomes, he's gonna convert points on the he's doing it. He's like that, right? But if you're like the deep shots, the big passing game is where it's gonna be at. Do you see the Eagles having success with the run?
I feel like it can open the run up. So, obviously we say a lot of the times that the run's going to open the pass up, but throw to open up the run. Like, I feel like it can work both ways because I feel like I feel like they don't have a lot of experienced guys on that back end. So, I mean, you got the receiving core, and they've been showing it all season to go out there and attack them guys. So I'm going right at them. If I'm the Eagles, like, listen, I better not see AJ Brown by himself. Not damn time.
Yeah, I think
every time. Hey, Cliff,
I think it's got dial it up. Dial it up. I think you gotta go. I think they're gonna have to be able to do what they've been doing all season, and that's running the ball. Though I think that's always essential to your game because it just opens up so much more your offense. Like Jalen Hurts is gonna have to step up and be a guy. You know your defense, in my opinion, their defense is better entirely than the offense because I think that the guys at receiver for the Chiefs are just like, nah, to me. Like they're like, nah. And the DBs for the Eagles, I think I'll take those guys. And so
exactly. Yeah.
you got to take Kelsey out of the game. He's gonna be a problem, but I think it's gonna be to do what you've been doing, running the ball and not get Mahomes on the field. But I know I picked the Eagles to lose, but like I just feel like their defense is going to carry them regardless, really regardless of how well or how bad sometimes that their offense could be.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm with that. So flip side, we're thinking Chiefs, keys to victory, right? I think that so we always think Mahomes, but if Isaiah Pacheco doesn't have a good game, I don't think the Chiefs can win this.
It's going to be tough for him to have a good game, though. Like, running against that front, good luck.
If he can't, I just think it's going to be difficult because we talk about this Eagles pass rush. If you can't run the ball effectively, bro, they're going to eat Mahomes alive. How they get down. We were just talking about how they get. For real. We were just talking about how they get down. I'm not going to speculate super about how healthy his ankle is at this point. But if you have that man running around, not just to seal an individual play, but just to survive the game.
Oh, he gonna be running around. He gonna have to. He gonna have to be who he is. He can't not be who he is. And that run. I mean, Pacheco didn't have a good game. I like Pacheco a lot. I think he's a good player. He's a good young player. He didn't have a good game last week against the Bengals front. And I think you're going against a much better front in the Eagles.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Mahomes is going to have to put the team on his back to win this game.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to have to improvise. I feel like, honestly, when all else fails, Mahomes is the key to this victory. he gonna have to carry them. There's nothing more I feel like needs to be said about that. Like we've seen him do it and just make miraculous plays, and even in instances like this where he's not fully 100%, I think he can do it. But he's also going to need guys like MVS, or Juju, or whomever. It's going to be somebody that's going to step up and have a good game. Don't know who it's going to be, but I feel like Mahomes is the key to that victory. Like,
I feel like that's not a controversial statement. Like, but his supporting cast has been real good while he's been hurt.
They have.
Like, they have been really solid with keeping him upright, not having to run too much. Like, he didn't use his legs all that much in the conference championship. He was pretty protected. He used it to steal the game when it mattered the most. But besides that, he was throwing it away if he ain't have it. Just keep. Like, I don't think he can do that and beat the Eagles.
That front, listen, that defense
that's different. They're not going to be able to hold up that long. That pocket is going to collapse, and he's going to have to get rid of. I mean, he's going to have to get missing because you can't throw it away. You stand in the pocket. He gonna have to make plays on the run. He has to make plays on the run to win this game. You're asking the world of him to think he's just going to stand in the pocket against that defense and just sit back there and do what you want to do. Nah, he's going to have to.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen.
I hope he's good. I hope he's at 100% because, I mean, that's what we want to see in the Super Bowl, but we're going to find out.
I think we're going to see a lot of improv in this game because guys not going to be open on the first read.
No.
That pocket going to start collapsing. Mahomes going to have to do some Mahomes things and find some guys just whether they're leaking out late or breaking off some sticky coverage. So guys are going to have to make plays. A lot of improv.
We will talk this spread a little bit later, but we're talking money ball. Who y'all got? Moment of truth, player. Moment of truth. Hey.
This is tough, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm taking Philly.
I'm taking Philly too. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like Philly.
After all we just talked about, I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to sit here and say you're not gonna take Philly to win this game. It's gotta be Philly.
Right. Gotta be Philly. All right. So we got it's a Philly sweep.
Like I respect the Chiefs, but it's gotta be Philly. Like everything is lined up for them. Like they match up perfectly defensively wise, and they got the firepower offense. So like you gotta do it.
I agree with the pick, but I'm surprised it's a sweep.
Sure. I did not. I thought somebody would at least, I guess put the cape on for Mahomes, who's supposed to, be the next Brady or whatever.
He gonna have a great game, but I don't know if he gonna be able to carry this team against this Eagles deep. Because listen, if the Eagles get up, that pass rush coming, because they know you're not gonna run the ball.
Let's think about like what happened against the Bucks when he had when they was getting after his ass.
Okay, but he had no
500 rushing yards
and
behind the line of scrimmage.
Don't put that on his offensive line.
I know they were worse. They were worse. They were definitely
both tackles in the center, bro. Like, come on, my man was in purgatory.
And he was still making spectacular plays. He was still making spectacular plays, and guys was folding on him though.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like
dropping passes, all that. Yeah,
they have my man in purgatory.
We gonna see. He don't have it, but that's the biggest thing is which one of those wide receivers going. Tony can't stay in the game. He can't stay in the game to save his life. He was out of that game in the first quarter. MVS stepped up.
Juju didn't. It's gonna be Jerick McKinnon, bro. It's gonna be
Jerick McKinnon. Okay, I actually have a prop bet for Jerick McKinnon that I want to talk to y'all about later on today, because there's like a very interesting prop for Jerick McKinnon, in my opinion, that I think is kind of money. So we will. I think that's good for our Super Bowl preview, like breakdown thing. We could get to our next spot here, which is Sam, who's going to talk to us about the new hires around the NFL, and we are going to give you our opinions on them.
Yeah, so we're going to treat this segment similar to the RPO. For those of y'all that listen, we like to do the run pass option. where we give the guys a couple scenarios and they say whether they're going to run or pass on it. For these, we're just going to do it for the hires themselves. If they like the hire, if they don't like the hire, they will run or pass on it based off that. So we will start with the biggest one, I guess. Sean Payton gets traded from the Saints, his rights to his contract from the Saints to the Broncos. He is replacing Nathaniel Hackett, who had 1 year with Russell Wilson. You know, Denver had a pretty disastrous year. We don't really need to pontificate on that too much. But Sean Payton coming in, I want to ask T.O., do you like this? You running with it, passing with it, and especially like the trade aspect? Because it's not just they hired Sean Payton to be their coach, but they had to give stuff up to do it. So what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think Sean is a good coach, but I'm going to have to pass. Like, what is he doing that's going to win you a Super Bowl? This man only has won, one championship? And let's look at it. I mean, he's had some really good opportunities, some really good teams down in New Orleans. Also, let's not forget what they had to give up to get this man. Like, is a head coach really worth your first round pick this year, a second round, and a third round next year? 3 picks. This man is not impacting your play on the field that much to where you can give up 3 picks. Personally, I don't like it.
I disagree. Not because
did you not see the same Russ I saw last year?
I agree, and that's why they had to do it, bro. Because they extended Russ. He's like there for like 6 years now on super buku money.
But
if
listen,
you can't fix
wasn't
Russell
like,
Wilson, you're dead. You're dead for the next decade. If you can't
exactly,
fix
and that's
Russell
what I'm
Wilson.
saying. That's why I don't like it. It wasn't like okay, Jameis came to New Orleans, right, with Sean. However, it wasn't like Jameis didn't have the arm talent and wasn't putting up numbers. Jameis just was out there going 30 for 30. Now, we talk about a 30 for 30 Russ, okay, but Russ couldn't even get 30 for 30.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
he couldn't get the
like,
first 30.
Know what I'm saying?
I'm kind of mixed on it because it's like I agree with Anthony that like the sunken cost is that you spent so much to get Russ, you have to make it work. And part of that is coaching. But could they have gotten someone else to make Russ work where they wouldn't have had to give up assets? Because part of making Russ work is, you know, not only designing a playbook for him, but surrounding him with talent. And those picks could definitely be a part of that. But at the same time, Sean was consistently top 10 in yards and points every season. He only had 2 seasons where he wasn't top 10 in yards. He only had 3 seasons where they weren't top 10 in points. And Denver just could not score last year. And I feel like he will be able to reverse a lot of that. Will they win the division or like even compete with the Chargers and the Chiefs? I don't know, but I think they'll be a lot better. But you do have to give up a lot to do it. If it was just signing Sean Payton or hiring him, I'd be 100% on board. But I love it from the Saints side because I think just like giving up on the idea that he was ever coming back and getting assets for it is like 2 for 1. Like the Saints can just move on. I feel like DA shouldn't be coaching the Saints, but like Sean was never going to come back to take that job anyway. So the Saints got their own head coaching problems, but at least they got something back for it.
I mean, that's
I would
great
say
from the Saints' point of view. That's great.
facts.
Yeah.
The next one I want to talk about is D'Amico Ryans. The Texans hired D'Amico Ryans, former 49ers defensive coordinator, to be their head coach. I want to ask Anthony, you running or passing with this? Because we had a lot of discussion this year on the pod about Lovie Smith and the Texans setting their coaches up for failure. So do you feel like this is the case, or you feel like this is a genuine hire and they're trying to put their best foot forward?
Okay, so it depends on how we want to think about this. If it's for D'Amico Ryan, I would have passed. If it's for the Texans, I would run. Insofar as like DeMeco Ryan is a very talented coach. He is a very good defensive coordinator, and we will see what that's like when he runs an entire team. But as far as like giving somebody the opportunity to really make waves and change your organization and rebuild the culture, usually like a defensive head coach should do something like that. So I think that's great for him. But I feel like Lovie Smith and Romeo Crennel were looking at him like that scene in Get Out with Lakeith Stanfield, like dead ass, because I don't think you should trust this organization at all. This organization has given you no reason over the past, 2.5 years to trust them in the slightest. But hey, you never know until it works out.
Hey, big congrats to my man for securing the bag. I don't care if he lasts a year. That's all I gotta say.
The only upside you can try to have on this is to say that, okay, yes, they hired another black coach, but he is a younger coach than the other ones that they hired in the past. And I think he's had success recently, and maybe you are trying to finally build with the coach. We're going to see. I don't think even if he comes out and has a bad year that you guys should be firing him. If he come out and win 5 games, I don't think he should be fired, because that team is not a good team. If he come out and win 8 games, you should be praising him. If he comes out and win 8 games, you should be praising him. But he should at least have a year in that program. And I feel like if that's how the Texans feel, we got a younger coach who's shown success, we're gonna ride with him versus these older guys that they've hired in the past. And I mean, if he's successful, it's really it's just gonna be frustrating to see if they fire him. It's just
like he needs at least like 3 years, 3 to 4 to start changing the culture. Like that's not something that happens overnight or in the first like 1 to 2 years. So like I definitely think that for him, like as far as securing the bag, regardless of how long he stays in the position, great for him. But I still don't think that, personally, I didn't think he should have took the job, but from securing the bag, securing his future, it's good from that viewpoint. But just like Ant said, I don't trust the Texans based off their history. Most recent history is all we even got to look at to be I didn't think he should have took it, but
I feel like any bad team, if they're not giving a new coach at least like 3 seasons of runway, what are you doing? Unless you're bringing in a coach because you feel like they're the final missing piece to winning a Super Bowl, why would you only give them 1 season to try to implement a system? It is setting people up for failure. So hopefully they turn a new leaf.
I mean, they're going to draft their quarterback of the future, so let's see.
We'll see.
You gotta let him ride from there. He drafted the guy. Like they gonna get a Q. Like they gotta get a Q. Like it's that's where it starts, I think.
I'm on the same page with Cliff there. Like I feel like they have to draft the quarterback, and at this point, you don't do that just to break down all the consistency you created for that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also the Texans, so anything is possible.
Don't put it past him.
Yep. So the other head coaching job that's been filled is the Carolina Panthers. They hired Frank Reich, the former coach of the Colts, who was fired halfway through this season. So, Cliff, I'm going to ask you, are you running or passing with the Frank Reich hire in Carolina?
I think they had success on defense for years with the Colts, like in I don't really understand the hire. I know he's had success with the Colts, but like they were a bad team that continued to lose. And I mean, making the playoffs, like just quarterback through quarterback, like it's supposed to be the quarterbacks. Like I don't know if it seems like a Panthers hire. Like that's the best way to say it. Like it just seems like a Panthers hire. Like I think that defense though is comparable. Colts Panthers defense is comparable as far as the pieces they have, but then you go to that offensive side. I don't think that offensive line is better than the Colts. I don't think your running back's definitely not better, and I don't know who your quarterback is. They don't know who their quarterback is. So I don't know, and that's Frank Reich couldn't have a quarter. He didn't have a quarterback in his time with the Colts for real. Like, so I don't know what to expect from this, but I'm not rocking with it. I think good for Frank Reich. Bad for the Panthers.
I mean,
Yo,
I ain't rocking with it from the simple fact that I feel Steve Wilkes should have got an opportunity from what he did from the time he took over as the head coach. That's the reason I'm not rocking with it. Like I said, I mean, Frank Wright is good for him. He played there as well as a player, but I still think Steve Wilkes should have got an opportunity. So that's just me personally. That's what I think.
I'm with you, Tio. I thought he did a really good job, and like the fact that this is ironic that we're talking about the Colts. I feel like Jeff Saturday got a way more legitimate shot, or is getting a way more legitimate shot to come back and be the full-time head coach after being an interim with almost no experience and really no success after taking over the job, whereas Steve Wilkes like actually turned the team around with nothing because they traded away Christian McCaffrey before giving him the job. So like dude was out here winning games and really making the division a question with Dante Foreman and Sam Darnold. They got rid of Baker
my
and
guy
Christian
Dante.
McCaffrey.
He was balling.
Dante, yeah.
He turned up, but that's real though.
It's not who you would expect to be, competing for a division championship with. Is all I'm saying.
Especially with
He
Tom
was
Brady
really
in that
good.
division.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
I just want to run through some of the coordinators real quick. Anthony, I want to get your thoughts on Brian Flores taking the defensive coordinator job for the Vikings. From his perspective, you running or passing, and from their perspective, are you running or passing?
From his perspective, I'm definitely running just because I think like that is a job where you have the talent to succeed. Like, say whatever you want about like how abysmal they were this year. We were all thinking, wow, shouldn't this team's defense be significantly better considering all the guys they have on that squad? Right. And if you're Brian Flores, you're like, well, if I can take that talent, right, and turn that defense around, you see, like if you give me guys, I make it happen, right? And I think that offense is so good that like that could take that team and bring them to a completely different level. Because I don't see that offense dropping off, right? Like Kirk Cousins is always going to be Kirk Cousins. Similar to Dak Prescott. Like Justin Jefferson is always getting better. So like I think that's a great position for him. I like that he took it instead of trying to see if he got the Cardinals head coaching job, which he was in the running for. He was like one of the finalists for, but took this job instead because talk about bad fucking job.
stay away.
That's one of them. So yeah, I liked it a lot.
Well, Tio, I got to ask you about Bill O'Brien getting hired as the offensive coordinator for the Pats. What are your thoughts as a Pats fan?
I'm just thankful. Listen. Listen.
Some coordinator needed.
Yes, please. I think it was a great hire, though. He fits right back into our system. He's been there before. He's done great things with us. We put up record-breaking seasons with him as the offensive coordinator. Even from back the 2 tight end sets. We have 2 really good tight ends right now, which I feel like he can implement that into our offense, as well as we do have the players. I feel like we should trade for a receiver, but we'll just stick with him calling the offense for now, which I feel like will be 10 million times better than Matt Patricia and Joe Judge and Bill Belichick moonlighting. So, I mean, great hire, I feel like, from both sides. Getting him back up to the NFL level. I feel like he's a great coach, terrible GM. So I feel like he's a great coach. So I really like the hire for both sides because it was desperately needed from New England. And for him to be able to get back up to the NFL level with a guy who actually, I mean, he might be able to implement a lot of the same stuff that Matt ran in college. So I feel like hopefully we'll see might be able to see a different Mac potentially. And being with a real coordinator, we should see, okay, obviously, and the quarterback's coach seeing more of okay, what do Mac want to run, and being more successful, hopefully. So it's a great hire from both sides, in my opinion.
Nice. I agree with that.
You
This
think
last
Mac
one I
Jones
got-
is gonna look different?
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's pause on that one. real
I'm sorry.
quick.
Like you got a lot of hope that are you hoping that you can get back to rookie year Mac Jones, or do you think he can show you an entirely different Mac Jones than what we understand now?
We know what he can be, but I just think we'll see a different Mac Jones, like more of a rookie Mac Jones, but not as tamed per se. Because like as a rookie, he was really good under Josh McDaniels. However, I feel like he was on a leash. And so I feel like we can see more of that rookie Mac Jones. But at this point, he's played 2 seasons, so we know, the type of player he is and what we can get out of him. So I don't feel like he should be on a leash. So hopefully we can see a different Mac Jones, improved. Not necessarily saying he's going to look like his rookie self, but an improved per se rookie Mac Jones, but a lot more leeway now because he's gotten a couple seasons under his belt.
Okay, that's valid.
You on mute, Sam.
Classic Zoom shit. I got a 2-part one for Cliff. The Cowboys and Kellen Moore agreed to part ways. He got hired as the offensive coordinator for the Chargers, and the Cowboys hired Brian Schottenheimer as their offensive coordinator. So I just want your thoughts on Kellen Moore going to the Chargers and Brian Schottenheimer coming in as his replacement.
Well, Kellen, I'm happy for Kellen. He got a great situation he's walking into, and if he can't figure it out, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to you, bro. If somebody had to go, it wasn't going to be Dak. They just paid him. They committed years to him. I like Dak. I've been saying I like Dak, but maybe it was his offensive coordinator. Give him. I mean, I'm still a fan, so I got to. I mean, he's here, so I mean, I gotta ride with him. So we're gonna see how how it happens now. Yeah, Kellen Moore's got a great situation. He's got a lot of weapons. That's a great OC position to be in. I think that team has better overall skill players than the Cowboys, and he should be successful there if he knows what he's doing. They had
he's doing.
Hey, look, they had to get an OC after their debacle. So we're gonna see what he do there now. So, but I think the Cowboys, they hired Brian Schottenheimer, but Mike McCarthy's calling the plays. So I think this is finally okay. You got us here. Now you're calling the plays. Now essentially the offense is in your hands. You have more control of what's going on. Now I think it's on Mike McCarthy, and I think it should have been on him. I think they rode with Kellen Moore because the Cowboys always ride with their guys until they always feel like their guys are the best guys as far as homegrown guys, draft picks, coaches. They just always feel that way, and it's something that gets them stuck, and you end up stuck, and that's what you was with Kellen Moore. And I think it was just about time to move on with him. But it's really on Mike McCarthy this year to see if he can call that offense effectively. Seems like we're going to get Tony Pollard back. I'm excited about that. That's the only one I really care about. That was an upcoming free agent. I hope he's even close to what he was after the injury, but we're going to see what happens, though.
Nice.
Are you happy with this dude calling plays?
I don't know how to feel about it. It's just to me, it's just like we're gonna see what you're gonna do. Like I really don't. I mean, you're the head coach. You taking over the play calling. We had, in my opinion, like Kellen Moore did a good job calling plays, but at times he would be like, "What are you doing?" Like at times you're like, "What are you doing?" Like, as an offensive coordinator, like in certain situations in the game. But the same with Mike McCarthy. Like in his game, I think this is going to be a lot on him because I've seen him make questionable calls as far as not calling timeouts, like different situations like that in games. And you're like, what are you doing? So can you handle the pressure of calling offensive plays and doing your job as a head coach? I don't know. but I think it's all on his shoulders. And I think Jerry Jones has been like, here, you got it. And I think if he don't figure it out, he probably gonna be on the hot seat.
Yeah, I agree.
agree
That's
with
definitely
that.
a lot on the head coach's plate to be head coach and calling plays. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
The last one I got is not a coaching one. I just want to ask you about this one real quick, Anthony, because the Titans hired a new GM and a new offensive coordinator, and they've been linked to having interest in the Bears' #1 overall pick. As we know, the Bears have a quarterback in Justin Fields. A lot of people think that #1 overall pick is going to be used to draft one of the 3 quarterbacks in this draft: Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, Will Levis. So a lot of people think the Bears are going to trade back. Run or pass? Do you want the Bears to trade back and take someone else? Do you want them to draft a quarterback? Do you want them to just take like a D lineman first overall? What's the move with this pick?
Like I'm actually pro them trading back. Like I don't see why not. Like if you think it depends on how far back you move. That's actually really important. But like for the most part, we know we don't want a quarterback. Facts.
Mhm.
We know that the D linemen are really good in this draft, but they're not going to go first. They're not going to go second. They're probably not even going to go third, right? Get what you need and stock up more picks because our roster, especially on the offensive side of the ball, is lackluster. That's the nice way that I will put it. It's Justin Fields and some boys that we hope can give him some more help. So that being said, I'd like to see us like build through the draft fast rather than slow. And I think the only way that you can do that is by, at least this year, is by trying to make that move, trading back, and giving yourself some more depth quickly. So I like it. Personally, I hope we do it. I would like to see us get multiple really good players in the draft in the first round or first 2 rounds and like rebuild our team fast so we can make moves while Justin's still on that rookie
Yeah.
contract.
If y'all
Yeah,
think the guy or like the first, I say like 2 or 3 guys on your draft board is going to be there if you move back to whatever spot, I say do it.
And they should be because we assume it's going to be a run for quarterback at the top, right?
It's going to be for sure.
It should definitely be like the only guys that could. I feel like the only guys that could potentially throw a loop and take, a Will Anderson or something are probably like the Seahawks. The Lions could come back if they're rocking with Jared Goff. I mean, I think they've shown they like Jared Goff. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think they. Then you got the Raiders who are probably going to find their quarterback. In they I don't know what they're, what I'm saying. Then you got it's really tough to say how far you can actually move back to.
It's really a question of those 3 quarterbacks: the Levis, Bryce Young, and CJ Stroud, and then Will Anderson. And I feel like Jalen Carter from Georgia is like the D lineman is the one other guy who's kind of being projected in that top 5. But it seems like you could move back somewhere in the top 5 and get your choice of one of those 2 D linemen. Because 3 quarterbacks are probably going top 5.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, don't be surprised if Anthony Richardson go higher than a lot of y'all think he's going to go.
Define higher than a lot of y'all think he's going to go. Because
He going first round.
Okay.
How high? Nobody knows. Like nobody thought Trey Lance was going 3rd.
And I think that might be a cautionary tale. But yes, I'm with you. I think Anthony Richardson is really talented.
From pure like talent and potential, and the man he got the body for it, and he's fast as hell.
There's gonna be a lot of Qs in the first round, bro. Like, because there's a lot of teams right now that really don't. I mean, there's a lot. I'm just looking at the list of like teams like Qs. Like it ain't gonna be like last year where Q's ain't coming out. You got Kenny Pickett the first, and the other ones
they going in the first round this year.
They out the gate early.
There's legit like 7 teams who need a quarterback next year.
Yeah.
Sure.
And there are guys with enough hype that like you can actually see it happening.
Yeah,
it's
gonna be that kind of draft.
Yeah, which I think is a good thing. Like we like to see that. I think like. I don't know, like the change around the league is a good thing for me. Like shit's getting kind of stale. Like I don't want to see Matt Ryan start again when he goes to his next location.
Facts.
I'm dead at. I do not want to see Matt Ryan start again when he goes to his next location. And I have nothing personally against Matt Ryan.
Noodle
Just
on.
like we seen it
Unfortunately, you
already.
probably will.
You might because of how many teams need a Q.
Yeah.
This is
And
my
you know
point.
the Commanders are just waiting
Oh,
to give Matt
salivating.
Ryan.
That sounds like a commander pick right there.
Just
We'll take
salivating.
we'll take another Colts quarterback right after you guys.
God, it's
Oh my
disgusting.
goodness.
That's it for the hiring. The hiring segment. There's obviously more hires that have been made, a bunch of coordinators, a bunch of assistant coaches. We would not have time to go through all of them. So wanted to give you all the highlights and get the guys' thoughts on all of those. But yep, that's it for the hiring segment.
All right. I like that. We got T.O. with the RPO next.
So first question, hot out the gate. So it's for Ant. So Aaron Rodgers will finally move on from the Packers. You running or passing on that?
Yo, actually, I'm gonna run with it. I think that that's kind of what he's prepping for at this point. At least that's what it feels like. I feel like at the end of this season, he was not plus with his situation. That's a nice way to put it. And he had he might be looking for greener pastures. In particular, we've seen the rumors with the Raiders. Sorry, I blanked for a second with the Raiders. The Raiders have had a decent amount of rumors talking about he got a crib with Devontae over there now.
Yeah.
Look, they said it. They look. I think it'd be interesting. The Raiders definitely need a Q because they're getting rid of Derek Carr, and we've seen the Jets be linked to him, another Nathaniel Hackett hire with the hopes of drawing him in. I feel like the Packers have had enough. And Aaron might have finally had enough as well. So I can see it happening this time.
Okay.
Dude,
I agree with that.
That division quarterback will be crazy. If Russ turn up, I mean, hey, man.
If
They might all make the
if
playoffs.
we all be
Hey, man.
They might all
The
make the playoffs
49ers
like we thought
should
this year.
definitely the 49ers should definitely try to get in on that too. I mean, they tried to a couple of years ago, so they probably will again.
You sending Trey
think
Lance?
so.
They said they wouldn't trade him in the NFC, though.
Well, get over it. I mean, if you're trading Aaron Rodgers,
They're not going
Said get over it.
My man said, get over it.
are you
Get
really
over
about
it.
to compete? Like the Packers act like they're going to be competing in the NFC for this to matter
They might
or
think so.
affect them at all.
They might
Hey,
think so.
they ain't been competing with Aaron Rodgers. What makes you think they finna compete without him?
They might
Like,
think
just
so.
take your rebuild. Take the best trade you can get.
Yeah, but is that the Niners? The Niners have no picks because of all the Trey Lance bullshit they did. So if you
That's
say
fair.
take the best package, it's not the Niners.
That ain't
Yeah,
it.
that's fair.
It's anybody but. All right.
Yeah. Next question here is for Cliff. So, will the Ravens get a long-term deal done with Lamar? You running or passing?
I think
They said from rumors they're about $100 million apart. So I mean, $100 million is that's a lot of money.
So are they going? Is tagging them an option? Like,
You finna pay them $50 million, but yes.
I mean, but it's not the full commitment though. It's just getting you for another year.
You might as well pay them long term if you finna pay them $50 million for 1 year.
I don't know what they want to do, to be honest with you. Like it ain't if they that far off, I think you should let them walk. I mean, I just feel like I feel like if they're doing all this and they're this far off, they don't believe in him as a quarterback. He's got to get that vibe too, and let him walk. Let him go see what he going. Where he gonna get paid at. Somebody gonna pay him. We just talked about all the teams that need quarterback. I don't know what kind of situation he gonna be in. Like I don't know. Where is he? Is he solely gonna base it off money and what he needs to get paid, or is he going? Because I think other teams are gonna have that same view on him as a quarterback, which I don't know. I feel like Lamar is a really special talent. I think he just needs to be coached. Like he needs to be in a situation where he can be coached, and maybe that's not in Baltimore.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure what they're gonna get it done, but I mean, here's a couple teams that he would probably look scary in if he was to go like Miami or. I mean, heck, we talking about San Francisco. If he was to go to San Fran with CMC, Debo, I mean, that offense probably look crazy as compared to like Trey. We don't know what we're gonna get out of Trey Lance, but we know what we get out of Lamar Jackson. So,
I feel so.
I mean,
Trey Lance.
but it's tough to say, like you say. But I think it's just the big knock on him is just the past 2 seasons, injuries, his style of play. Granted, what I will say about the style of play is if I had somebody to throw the damn ball to, I wouldn't have to play like this.
They set him up for failure, and then was like,
exactly.
Nah.
Yeah, you out here getting hurt. Your game is based a lot on running the ball. But I mean, who I got to throw to? Anybody open?
Yo, he be kind of scary in the Niners system, bro. Like, man, you give him CMC, an elite tight end, and a player like Deebo Samuel. I mean, man,
that's scary.
I'd watch
Kyle Shanahan.
That's
Kyle
scary.
Shanahan calling plays. Oh my God,
different.
Yeah, scary hours.
Go get one more weapon on that perimeter. Problem.
Sam, I was gonna bring up your boy Sean Payton. We kind of briefly talked about it already, though. But if it was a mistake trading 3 picks for Sean Payton, but just for a little shits and giggles here. Tom Brady unretired just to get divorced. Run or pass.
Now the math would be mathing. I will say that, like, the math would make sense.
There's no way you
the
come
calculations. Back. They pinpoint.
There's no way you come back for one bad season.
And then this man taking a year off before he start.
I'm gonna run with it. If you wanted to be married, you wouldn't have gone back to play football. And she had probably made it clear that she was out if he went back, and he was probably.
He said,
okay,
"Word."
Cool.
He said, "Word."
And she makes more money than him, so doesn't he get a little something in the divorce? It probably helped him financially.
I doubt he's gonna win the custody though. He's not gonna win the custody.
Hey, that boy
Yeah, he's okay with that.
I gotta be a family man. Nah, I'm go back.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't already trying to be a family man, so like, I guess like
that man said he gonna take a whole. So he just retired after his wife pretty much gave him ultimatum to come back, or retire or continue to play football. He continued to play throughout the season, knowing damn well that team was not winning no damn Super Bowl this year.
That's the crazy part.
Retires and then gonna say, I'm not gonna start broadcasting until next year. I'm about to just chill. Like
as he should earn the vacation.
I know, but I'm just saying, like he about to just do his thing, bro.
Oh shit, yeah. What's poppin'? Julian Braxton. He said Julian just got here, so he don't really know. Julian says we all cheer for KC. I mean, we are cheering for a good game, Julian.
Hey, I like you, my boy.
All right, he said Tom chucked up them deuces. Man said, I divorced Bill. What you think I'm gonna do with you?
Wow.
Damn.
That was bogus. Yo, hey, y'all be funny as hell. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all be funny as hell.
Hey, that was a good one though. Hey, that's a great point. Yeah. I divorced Bill. What you think about it? Hey, listen, I like that.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Y'all really do be too funny. All right. Is that the it for the RPO?
Yeah, that's all we got.
Facts. So the next thing that we got here is the sports betting segment. All right, so this one is going to be a little bit different. We usually do the 5 fly here, but there's only one game. So we are going to talk about the spread first, but then we are going to get into some prop bets for the Super Bowl to complete our 5 fly. So we all took the Eagles, Julian. Surprise, surprise. Unfortunately, and the spread for this game was -1.5. The Eagles are favorites at a neutral location in Arizona. Are y'all taking the Eagles to win by 2, or do you think KC can cover?
I'm
Yeah,
taking
I
them
mean,
by 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm taking the Eagles, I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a 1-point game.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
So that's a
three.
clean sweep. All right.
Definitely.
Okay. That's why we have some prop bets going on over here. And I think there's some really interesting ones. All of these odds were presented by DraftKings. I will start with the first TD of the game. I can give y'all some of the top odds first, or I can just let you, or you can pick yours just blind. It's up to you.
I mean, I would guess Travis Kelce's got to have the best odds, right? Or like he is the
No, he does not
most
have the best odds.
highly favored. Yeah.
Like so
I probably say it's one of the. I
AJ
probably
Brown.
say AJ Brown. I'm gonna say AJ Brown.
all right.
Yeah.
AJ
I'm
Brown,
going
AJ Brown. Okay, look, Jalen Hurts has the best odds at plus
Okay.
650, right, to score the first touchdown. Travis Kelce and Miles Sanders are tied for 2 with plus 700. Isaiah Pacheco is at 3 with plus 800,
What?
and AJ Brown is at 4 with plus 900.
Ooh,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
that's pretty nice.
Gainwell is at like plus 1,300. So, like, if you bet on that $100
No.
Gainwell, you get 1,300 if he scores the first TD in the Super Bowl. So, like, that's a big money bet. Mahomes, interestingly enough, because it's not a passing touchdown, he would have to rush it. Is it plus
Right.
2,500? like that would go crazy.
Hey.
Yeah, yeah.
I like Jalen Hurts because of his rushing ability, but
Yeah.
that's tough, bro. That's tough.
All right. Of these, who would you take? I'm like, my money would definitely be on Hurts. Like, because if they get to that red zone, you know what he's doing.
Yeah, quarterback power.
Mhm.
Sneak, whatever.
And they love it.
yeah.
And they love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Julie's like, damn, the Mahomes odds is crazy. All right. So we actually talked about earlier how Jalen Hurts did not throw for a TD
Mhm.
in the conference championship game. The line on Jalen Hurts passing touchdowns is 1.5. The over is at minus 105. So you have to bet. You have to bet 105 to win 100. And the under is at minus 125. Y'all taking Jalen Hurts two touchdowns over under?
They have to be passing.
They have to be passing touchdowns. I'm not like, because the rushing touchdowns, the odds for that are way better. Like passing touchdowns. Yeah,
I'm gonna go over. He gotta
over
go
1.5.
2.
So he's gonna go
Yeah.
2.
He can go 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the over also.
Ooh, okay.
I think
Okay.
he's good too.
Okay, I'm gonna take the under. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna get more than 2, but he's gonna rush some of those. Mahomes' over under is 2.5, so he'd have to clear 3 to
Over.
get the over. Over 3. I'm on the over
I think
2.
he's gonna have to get 3 for this to be a competitive game.
Mhm.
Same.
Oh, yo, Braxton says Mahomes scored the first touchdown in 2020. So keep that in the back of your mind. People trying to bet the props. Try to bet the props.
Smart
We
man.
will go to reception props. And I remember I talked to y'all about Jerick McKinnon earlier, right?
Mhm.
And how I thought this was a good one. His reception props, the line is 2.5.
Oh, I'm taking that.
Yeah, like
I'm taking that.
I like that. I like that. That's money. 2.5 for catches. So I actually thought that was a big one. The under actually is at plus 120. So I think like that's shocking. Like not shocking because like it's not likely, but the over is minus 150. And I think that's like a tricky line, but I would definitely cash on that one. AJ Brown. I thought this one was really interesting. AJ Brown's line is 5.5. The over is at plus 115, so you bet 100 to win 115. The under is at minus 145. AJ
I'm
Brown,
taking the
6
under.
catches. Ooh, under.
I'm taking
Okay.
the under, yeah.
I think he can get the over. I think he can get 6 because I think like we talked about with the DBs on the other side. I think they're gonna find ways to get him the ball in this type of game because that's
For
why you
sure.
go get that guy.
He gonna have like 9 or 10. this game.
Even if you don't even have 100, like even if you don't even OP, like he gonna get the targets.
Okay,
Short
I like
yardage,
that.
everything. Just get the first down. I think, he gonna get 9 or 10 catches this game.
Ooh, nice. Man, you taking
That's an alt. That's
you
an
taking
alt
the-
spread.
you taking the hella over.
Yeah, like that's an alt spread right there. You
I'm
would
saying
clear
6
crazy
I'm
money
saying
betting that
60.
shit. Like that's wild. Okay, Travis Kelce. I like this one. The odds are skewed in a way that like makes it kind of shitty because we know what's going to happen. But the line is 6.5 for Travis Kelce.
Take it all day.
Take it all day. Minus
Every day, all
160.
day.
All day.
Okay.
Hey, twice on Sunday.
Twice on Sunday. All right, let's go for Sunday. So, all right. So I got all the prop bets for DraftKings up right now. If you all have any particular style of prop that you're interested in, but those were the 5 that I had set for our 5 fly the categories. Are we set, or are we trying to get some more going?
Oh, I'm good.
All right, bet that's money. Let's move down to our second to last segment, which is Sam with the fly route.
So this segment is the fly route, and we're going to be talking about current events in sports and what the guys think should happen. And a lot of this has to do with the upcoming offseason, free agency decisions. There are a lot of people going to be moving teams. So this week's fly route is about Derek Carr. It's been rumored, not even really lightly rumored, that the Las Vegas Raiders and Derek Carr are parting ways. They told him, go home. We're starting Jarrett Stidham. At the end of the season, he said, cool, trade me, and I have a no trade clause, so I better like it. And so he has a ton of leverage in terms of he gets to pick where he wants to go, essentially, and can kind of force the Raiders' hands into releasing him if they can't come to a deal and if he doesn't want to empty the bank of whatever team he's trying to go to. So what is the fly route for Derek Carr? I want y'all to each pick a team that y'all would like to see Derek Carr on, and if someone says your team, you have to pick another one. You can say you agree with the first one, but pick an alternative one. So I'm going to start out with Cliff on this one. Do you have a fly route for Derek Carr? Where do you want to see him in 2023, 2024?
Because I don't know if they're going to release him to let him, kind of go where he wants because they might want to get something for him. But I think a good move for him would because of the talent. I'm gonna have to go with. I'm just gonna rock with the Panthers.
Oh damn!
I'm gonna go out and rock with the Panthers and think that. I mean, I think there's talent around them. They got a really good defense that can help him. Manage the game. I think the Panthers is probably a good fit for him.
Very close, Julian. Julian, it is Bears, Pats, Cowboys. You're right on all those 3 people, but Sam is a Saints fan, not a Bengals fan. Yeah. He's just rocking the Bengals. Yeah, I mean, Joey B got that charisma, got Sam switching sides.
Hey, bucket hat. Hey, bucket hat Joe.
Buckethead Joe. All right. Damn, the Panthers were actually my pick, and I thought that pick was sneaky, bro. You straight sniped it early.
Hey, I got some then. Hey, I got an extra one for you.
Okay.
So I got 2.
Oh, no, only use one because I need mine because I got some options. Don't take both of mine.
Okay, go ahead.
Pick your first one.
Now go ahead because you can take one of mine and use the other one.
All right, bet. Because I have other options. So my other option, and I'm gonna stay away from the Jets. Like I would like to see him on the Jets. The Jets defense is fantastic. Derek Carr has never had like a not bottom 5 defense ever in his career, right? Which means Derek Carr is always playing from essentially behind even when you're ahead because the other team is going to catch up. So that's also why he has like the most fourth quarter comebacks in the league, right? Because his defense is always giving up the goods. The Jets have a fantastic defense, good running back, a couple good wide receivers. Like this would actually be a ready-made situation for somebody with Derek Carr's talents. So I'm going to say the Jets.
Jets is my second team. I was going back and forth with.
Man,
I
hey,
am.
listen, I got some sleepers in. I think I got the true sleepers over here.
All right,
So
I'm hearing it.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers. And the reason I say the Steelers, I mean, they haven't found their franchise quarterback. I mean, Mitch Trubisky was a fill-in guy, a bridge type of player is what he's supposed to be. End up getting beat out or battling with Kenny Pickett, but I don't think they think Kenny Pickett is the franchise guy. You go there and you do have some weapons to throw to. You got Najee Harris coming out the backfield and a really good defense.
You don't think that Mike Tomlin spends a first round pick on a Q that's
If you can
20,
get,
that's
if you can
24,
get
25
Derek
years
Carr,
old?
you
I
know
don't-
what you're getting out of Derek Carr.
Yeah, and I know
That
he's
might be
older
the
too.
problem.
And I know he's older too. I in my personal opinion, I feel like I got the same thing, but he's younger already. If not close to the same thing already as far as his Kenny Pickett's progression. I think Kenny Pickett's going to be solid. I don't think
I don't
he's gonna
think
be
he'll
spectacular.
be Derek Carr. I don't think he'll get to the play of Derek Carr though.
I just think it's
Personally.
wild if you already spent your first just the last year,
yeah,
and y'all didn't even have a losing record with him. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like those two things in combination with each other make it a little bit
Hey,
of a harder sell for me.
So you gonna tell me you don't trust Mike Tomlin now? Man ain't had a
Well,
losing record.
I trust Mike Tomlin, which is
okay.
why I don't think he'd do it, because that would kind of be him saying he fucked up.
right.
He don't fuck
that's
up
real
like
shit.
that.
Though.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like, I
think-
know I just spent
Hey,
out first on this
players
guy
fuck
right
up.
here,
because
and
that was
everybody
all
said I
questionable.
reached.
It
Hey,
was.
Cliff,
It was
Players
questionable.
fuck up. Players fuck up sometimes.
They do.
Players
Hey.
fuck up. It was either there or the Commanders for me.
Commanders. Hell no
Yeah,
for Derek Carr.
Yes.
But like for the Commanders, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Derek Carr's not waving that no
he would-
trade clause.
He would be an elite level quarterback for them picking up like that. He'd be elite level for the Commanders. I feel like.
I
all
have
they do
beef
is-
with the Raiders forever if they tried that shit and I was him.
I mean, but he would
I'm like, y'all really
elevate
gonna
their
try to do
offense
this?
though. Like both of those teams, I feel like he would elevate those offenses, and they would be able to get more production and score more points. And both of them have really solid. Well, the Commanders kind of disappointed, but both of them supposed to have really solid defenses. So that's something that he would also have. He would go with. On one end, you got Deontay Johnson, who can be a number one if you catch the fucking ball. On the other end, you got Scary Terry, who is a true number one and a playmaker. Don't act like Deontay Johnson don't be dropping the ball. Y'all know who you got.
Hey,
Well,
we know who the real number one gonna be there for real.
Pickens.
But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
That
You
boy,
got
that
guys.
boy different. We thinking
That
the
boy
same
different,
thing.
man. He
But
different.
that's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
was
saying. You got
surprised.
guys.
What AJ said, I was surprised no one said the Saints because I feel like that's one of the pretty realistic ones that at least we kind of heard about in the news that both sides might be interested. They're having a meeting or had a meeting.
Question: What can y'all give up for this man? Because what I don't remember y'all having much.
That's my why. That's
Well,
my
they
why
just
he
got
want
a
to get
bunch
cut.
where they got Sean Payton to the Broncos. They just actually got 3 picks.
You're right.
So
right.
they have
Yeah.
stuff now. I
Okay.
didn't say it because I thought you were gonna say it inevitably, Sam, personally. So like I had a list of teams. I had like
Same.
4 teams,
Yeah.
but I didn't think all of them were good. And the Steelers did not make that list, my guy. Like I
That's
had 4
sneaky.
teams, 3 of them were good, and it was the Panthers, Jets, Saints. And then I had the Falcons down there, but like I feel similarly to the Commanders as the Falcons, where Derek Carr would be like,
That's a
"Ain't no
sleeper,
fucking
bro.
way you are sending me to a limb."
No,
That's what I'm saying. I would go to the Steelers or the Commanders before I go to Falcons.
I don't know about the Commanders, but
At least the
What do you
Commanders have
mean?
receivers. Well, I mean, the Falcons do have receivers. They just don't throw
they
the
got?
ball.
no.
They have
Besides
Kyle
Kyle
Pitts
Pitts.
and Drake London.
He a tight end, and they
Come
don't
on,
throw him the
man.
ball.
Yo, but
and Drake London finna
that
be
don't
a
mean
second-year
nothing now. It's
player.
2023.
What
Being
else
a
do
tight
they
end
have?
Don't mean nothing.
We talk about 2 guys.
Hey, hey, okay. To be fair, Tyler Algier was balling this year.
Okay.
He didn't even start the whole season and cleared
Respect.
1,000 yards.
The
Like, he was
alligator.
out here. He was out here. Like I want to say that like he was really out here. But no, I think the Saints are a good option, especially. But like, what are they gonna do? Like they have
Cap. They in cap hell still.
yeah, bruh.
How'd that
And-
happen to that cap?
Because they kept selling out to try to make it happen with Drew.
Yeah,
Sean Payton.
it's really a lot
Sean Payton.
of a lot of commitment to defense, and then I mean Taysom Hill's getting a bag, Kamara's getting a bag, had to pay Mike Thomas, had to pay Drew, just a bunch of shit. But yeah,
Michael
Sean's
Thomas
definitely
pretty
not
good.
frugal.
Hey, don't sleep on my picks now. If he go to the Steelers or Commanders, bro,
I will apologize to you.
He's not
on
going to
air.
the Steelers. I can see the Commanders though, but I don't see the Commanders though because of the no trade clause. Like I don't see him wanting to go there. Like
he said they're cutting everybody.
Yeah,
Because-
they gotta start cutting people though.
because
For real,
regardless,
trades and cuts have to happen for Noah to get up.
regardless if he gets traded, he got the no trade clause, and if he's a free agent, he's not about to choose to go there. Like,
Yeah, if he a free agent, we taking that off the table.
he got a no trade clause. He don't want to go. You think he want to go to Washington?
You know what I'm saying?
They in the midst of an owner change. They whole organization is in shambles right now.
This was based on him getting traded. That's what these was.
Hey, he says Michael Thomas needs to come to KC, and all I will say is be
He just
careful what you wish for.
He just
'Cause
need to
that
play
man
football.
ain't seen a football field in a hot minute.
He just need to play
Take him.
football. What you? He just need
Yeah,
to play football.
be careful what you wish for. Like
He'll,
as a
he'll
person who's-
passive aggressively tweet about your team for 3 years and not play.
Oh yeah, AJ says Michael Thomas is getting cut for sure. I think they're trying to trade him, but who's trying to take that?
No,
Yeah,
like,
nobody
but he's
trying
not
to-
being
They
healthy.
restructured this deal though.
But he's not healthy.
Yeah, they
You gotta
restructured
think.
this deal.
the
Yeah.
Cowboys got a 6 for Amari Cooper. What you think you're getting for Michael Thomas?
No, AJ, stop.
And if they get more,
No.
oh nah.
He said, okay, I would not trade for him on the Bears, but if he gets cut and you got to sign him for a new deal that's incentive laden, like AJ is saying, like I take the risk just because I know the talent, right?
He's not the
Agreed.
type to sign an incentive-laden deal.
Y'all just traded for a receiver. Y'all not. y'all
Yeah,
don't
but
want-
Chase
y'all
Claypool
don't
is
want-
not the answer. I don't know how many times
And
we're
you-
gonna say
and
that.
you go-
Not that guy.
So you put Michael Thomas and Chase Claypool next to each other based off him not playing the past few years and say, man, we're getting a way better player.
I think the ceiling on Michael Thomas is higher than the ceiling on Chase Claypool.
He probably done reached his ceiling.
Yeah, and that's higher than the ceiling on Chase Claypool. That's all.
But I'm saying he probably reached it and ain't played in 2 years. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, to be
Yeah.
fair, in the games Michael Thomas played this year,
He was
which
balling.
were not many, he was killing it. He looked like Michael Thomas. Now,
Beat the Falcons single-handedly week 1, and then goodbye.
Yeah,
That doesn't say a lot though.
yeah,
Facts.
he ain't lying. But like outside of that, like I'm outside of like that particular situation, like nah. I just think Michael Thomas, if he's healthy and on the field, you kind of know he's a guy. I feel confident in that statement.
Mhm.
I don't think you do based off the way you're looking at me right now, but I feel confident in that statement.
Not with all the time he's missed. I just feel like, and I just feel like how much time he's lost. Like he's also getting older in that time. Like, and I feel like, is he still elite?
We don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, but I do like Darnell Mooney. I hope he comes back strong off that injury. That's
If he
gonna be a
becomes
tough
available,
one.
somebody's gonna take that risk though.
I think yes. If he gets cut, 100%. Yeah, and it'd be right. They said Michael Thomas just wasn't about getting hurt playing with backup QB.
I
don't
mean,
know,
you might be
man.
right. You might
What
be
was
right.
his excuse last year and the year before?
So 2 years ago, he played hurt, and that's why he missed the whole year because he played hurt for Drew's last year. Like he actually put it all on the line, messed up his ankle even more than he should have because he wanted to try to make that run with Drew. And that
And
run,
Drew Arm
Tom
just
Brady
said,
shut
"Hell
that
no."
shit down too. So
Drew Arm said, "Hell no."
That motherfucker had a noodle arm, boy. He was like absolute hot garbage.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, Sam, that's your boy. What you got to say about that?
His arm said, "We have a great
Oh
run."
yeah, I mean he was done, bro. He took too many hits, but
That was thrown in the dirt.
that's the
but-
most
listen.
underrated quarterback in the history of the league.
Hey,
Hey,
so
he was a great quarterback. I give him that.
He was, and I think like at this point, someone will take a chance on Michael Thomas, and like it's hard not to, considering just like what you know he can do when he's healthy and what you saw last year. The question is, will he stay that way?
He's like a degree away from Antonio Brown vibes. That's all I'm saying.
That's aggressive. That's just an aggressive statement.
said
I'm not
degree away.
letting you get that one
A
off.
degree away from Antonio Brown, bro.
Like that is a way too close call to say he's a single degree away.
Maybe
he
like
is
3
at any
degrees.
arrest. He hasn't cryotherapy his feet off. He hasn't sexually assaulted trainers. He hasn't
Oh my
called out a
God.
owner as like the list of things he has to do to get a degree away from Antonio Brown.
He's
is
a few
crazy.
degrees away. He's a few degrees away. He'll get there.
like I'm not letting you get that one off. 'cause
He might be a
that's
little
so wild.
toxic. He might be a little toxic, but I don't know if he's on that level.
Look, Antonio Brown is a wild comparison.
Yeah. That man
My
started
face
saying
hurts
James
from
Harrison
laughing
gave
so
him
hard.
CTE. Like,
That's
what?
definitely extreme, bro.
He might be
Yeah.
more Kyrie than Antonio Brown. Okay, I'll give
Toxic.
you that.
He might be
Hey.
toxic.
Toxic.
I will spot you more Kyrie than Antonio Brown, because Kyrie, when he at work, he crazy good at work. Like when he at work, he is giving people crazy work.
Facts.
All right. We're done with the fly route. That leaves us with the final segment, the Ballers Bouquet with Cliff.
So, too often the media points out the negative things that players do. We like to try to point out the positive things they do in the community. So I rode with Brandon Graham, the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, they're in the Super Bowl, so only rightfully so. So Team Graham, Brandon's fun, offers his time and resources to various organizations and excuse me, and causes in his hometown of Detroit, Michigan, including mentoring children and providing clothes, food to families in the need of the city of Philadelphia, as he's done since dating back to 2018. He's once again is active with the Eagles Autism Foundation, including donating to his time this year to the Radiothon, which supports hospitals' goals to provide children and their families the best care possible. He's also volunteers with many nonprofit organizations such as March of Dimes, Make-A-Wish Foundation, Ronald McDonald House, American Heart Association, and Liberty USO. So big shout out to Brandon Graham, and we're going to see if the Eagles can take it home this week with all our picks.
Hey, yo, Julian just said, did y'all see the NBA trade, which prompted me to look it up? And
I didn't want to interrupt.
Jesus Christ.
I'm-
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Like 13 minutes ago. Oh my
I
gosh.
didn't want to
So-
interrupt, but I'm pumped.
God. Wow. Russell Westbrook. Hey, LeBron shipped that man off. He had been trying for quite some time. That is crazy. Do you have the exact details, Sam?
Wow.
Yeah, so the Lakers get D'Angelo Russell, Jared Vanderbilt, and Malik Beasley. They send a 2027 protected first for pick 1 through 4. So if it's the first through the 4th pick, the Lakers keep it. And Russell Westbrook to the Jazz. And the Timberwolves get Mike Conley and a second. And the Lakers are also sending Juan Toscano Anderson and Damian Jones to the Jazz as well. So Lakers are trading Damian Jones, Juan Toscano, Russ, and a lightly protected first for D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, and the Timberwolves are adding Mike Conley and some second round picks.
Hey, listen, all I'm gonna say is the Nets and the Lakers keep on trading for players they drafted. Can we stop doing this?
Hey, Magic Johnson traded D'Angelo Russell for like recording someone saying they were cheating on their wife. He's
I
not here
remember that.
anymore. They should have traded Swaggy P, not the good rookie. Also,
Oh yeah. I'm also glad the Bulls aren't involved in that. I don't know what they're gonna do because there's a lot of rumors surrounding them, but I feel like we're gonna stand pat.
they're
So-
saying the Bulls might, if the Jazz buy out Russ, the Bulls are interested in signing him. The Bulls and the Clippers.
I mean, if he's bought out, sure. Like, what's the
Yeah.
risk?
The Bulls need to just blow it up. Like, I don't know what y'all
Leave us alone, bro. Chill.
yeah,
Leave us alone. Like, I know it's not looking good. I know it's looking bad. I know it's looking horrible. But leave us alone.
And the thing is, I really like DeRozan. I really like Levine. And y'all got a lot of nice other players too. And I just don't know. Y'all just can't put it together. Like, I don't know what it is.
if Lonzo were ever healthy, they would probably be good. And also, Vucevic gets paid too much.
Yeah, but you knew that when you traded for him.
Yeah,
Agreed.
Like that's just like you picked your own poison with that one. Like you got
it's really the Lonzo thing that has y'all kind of down bad right now because that's like $100 million just not on the court.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like he was the perfect player for what we needed too. Like as AJ said, we need a real point guard. He was willing to take less shots, distribute the ball,
Mhm.
like spot up three, like,
Amazing
good
defense.
defense.
everything we needed. And like honestly, it's sad. It's sad that like I don't know if he'll ever play again, man.
Yeah,
Like-
they say he can like barely walk.
Well, he can walk, but he still has pain in his knee when he tries to do any ramp up activities.
I think
But
they were
they
saying
don't know why.
upstairs.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
that makes it. Yeah, that's the real problem. It's like they do not know why he has pain in his knee.
He got that Ben Simmons dog in him.
That's not true, bro. Because like Lonzo would play if he was healthy. Like, don't do that. That's just rude. Like I'm serious. Like that's just rude. Like it is, and you know it's rude. Like
I'm just,
you know
I'm
it's
just
rude.
joking.
Like don't compare Lonzo
He
Ball
has
to
like
Ben Simmons.
he has like a degenerative heel ankle tendon thing, and then he's torn his meniscus like twice.
Yeah, like it's just sad, man. It's just
Yeah.
sad.
I like Lonzo. It is. It's just a lot of money, like you said. It's tied up.
Mhm.
Someone who worked that hard to fix that broke ass jump shot he had to become a good 3-point shooter, you got to respect it.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's tough to see. I hope they figure it out. But like the fact that like the NBA doctors don't know why.
Lonzo really did used to
He
just
did.
like this.
But that is, yo, T.O., you really out here trying to
All right.
clown Lonzo today.
Hey, I like my boy.
It don't sound like it. It sounds like you don't fuck with him at all. This behavior of yours. But like, yeah, if NBA doctors can't figure it out, and all the other doctors you have on like your own, like think about it. These are the best doctors in the
Yeah.
world. Because they're not just like the NBA's doctors, but he's also like a multi-millionaire. Still can't get the shit figured out himself either. Like,
Yeah, he's
Yo.
fucking multiple doctors and nobody can figure it out. Like,
yeah. I don't blame the front office either. Because, like, yeah, we thought Lonzo was like had some past injuries and was injury prone, but we didn't
was
think like
awesome
he'd
in
get
New
hurt
Orleans.
and never get back on the court.
Yeah.
Like, that's the crazy part.
He
Yeah,
definitely
I mean,
earned the bag.
he did, and like I'm like not mad that he has it. It just sucks to be a Bulls fan when like he was really the missing piece. Like you remember T.O. on this I was stumping for Lonzo to the Bulls, saying
Yeah.
it was like the perfect thing possible, and then it came true. All my
Mhm.
wishes came true, and it's been a very, very sad situation.
hey, this man crying on the podcast. Hey,
Stop
get
it.
your man.
Stop it. I can't stand you right now. This I can't stand you. I can't stand you. Okay. 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 We are going to wrap up there because this is just rudeness by you here talking about you can't
Oh my
understand.
god,
I
I'm
can't
crying,
stand,
bro.
bro. Leave me alone. All right, leave me alone. I'm done. That was it for episode 102 of the Fly Round Podcast. We appreciate each and every single one of y'all for listening, and we can't wait to see what happens in the Super Bowl. We'll holler at y'all soon.
The fly route pod. The fly route pod. The fly route pod. The fly